Hello, this is Medicare Dana. I am an independent broker helping people understand Medicare nationwide and all of your coverage options. I'm jumping on quickly today because I want to share with you why it is so important to know what your plan is and how your plan covers your benefits. I got a call Wednesday night at 9:30 from a client who is hospitalized. This is one of her first time using her Medicare benefits. She was on original Medicare and a supplement plan, went for her first trip on vacation, ended up getting a UTI and pneumonia and in the hospital. The benefit of original Medicare, she could be seen anywhere. However, 9:30 at night, I get a pretty freaked out voicemail from someone who is in the hospital. She had someone come into her room to tell her she's getting discharged that next morning, but Medicare would not cover the oxygen that she needed to be discharged, and she would have to pay out of pocket. This is inaccurate. She's on original Medicare and a supplement plan. Anything that you need medically is covered with that, especially oxygen. It would be covered under your medical durable equipment. And she is in the hospital, can barely speak. Someone's coming in again at 9:30 at night, letting her know that she is going to be discharged early in the morning, but has to pay out of pocket for that oxygen. This broke my heart. I was able to call the client back, let her know that that is wrong. If someone in the hospital needed to talk to someone in the morning, I would be happy to jump on a phone call with them. But I reassured her that her plan absolutely covers the oxygen needed, medically needed for her discharge. And why this hurt my heart so much is there's so much misinformation out there, not only with people that are coming up on Medicare, but within the billing systems, within the hospitals, within the facilities. We have to sometimes be picky and choosy about where we try to fight our battles. Would I love to call the hospital and let them know that they need to train their people better? Absolutely. But we can't really control that. What we can control is you knowing your plan, you knowing what's covered. So if you're ever in a situation where someone comes in and says this isn't covered, you can say, nope, it absolutely is. Because in the hardest time, you're hospitalized, you're not feeling well, someone comes in and tells you that something that you need in order to breathe isn't covered, that could put you in a tailspin, and we don't want to see that. So really, really, really important to, number one, know the plan that you're on. I have tons of videos on my website that go over all of the information of your plan. But once you enroll, make sure that you know what are you paying for? What are your benefits on the plan? Secondly, there's a lot of talk in the communities right now with Congress all over about trying to take the brokerage relationship away. That's me. Meaning there are people in Congress and insurance carriers that think that the independent broker is not important. And this is such an amazing glance into why we are so important. Had my client not had me and had to call the carrier, first of all, at 9:30 p.m., that wouldn't happen. But would they get that white glove service for them to be able to call back? I called her back that night at 9:30, but I also called her first thing in the morning to make sure that she was indeed discharged, that she had everything covered. And she said they came back in and said, of course, this is covered. That person made a mistake. But they're telling her that the next day. She could have completely unraveled in the hospital, being so concerned that she wasn't able to get what she needs in order to breathe. So just a PSA about a couple of things. Make sure that you know what plan that you're on. Make sure that you have that relationship with your independent agent, that you have an independent agent. You can go direct to a carrier, but then you don't have that one-on-one relationship. And should you ever hear people in the communities talking about how agents aren't important, I hope that you can help us be a mouthpiece for us, because we're critically important to anybody getting their care.